So Tom, one of the questions that is always interesting to try to navigate, even with parents who have those teens that are kind of transitioning from I'm a teenager to I'm an adult, is how to navigate that with them. What advice can you give? What direction can you point them in when it comes to that type of thing?
Yeah, I think the best defense is a great offense.
Mm-hmm.
I think to teach our children to be on the offensive, to be influencing other people, and to winning other people to Christ, even though they're still struggling with their own faith issues. To helping usher their friends out of the kingdom of darkness into the kingdom of light. Teaching children early in life to be part of the answer to Jesus' prayer of thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven through us. What did we do today to bring the kingdom of heaven to your friends at school? So to teach them to be on the offensive. One of the authors I really appreciate is Erwin Raphael McManus. Besides the fact that I love that name,
That's right.
I love the Hispanic Scottish name.
Right.
Wrote a book called The Barbarian Way, and he taught me not to pray for my kids' safety.
Interesting. I think
Pray for them to be dangerous.
I like that.
Don't pray for your kids to be safe today at school. Pray that they'll be dangerous to the kingdom of darkness at school today. And if they get beat up for it, they weren't safe, but they were victorious, right?
Absolutely.
Total mind shift. Never heard of that before. And I thought, that is the way to go, man. Teach kids to be out there influencing others, and then to monitor. How's that going?
Yeah.
You're at a party. You went to this thing. Did that temptation to sin lead you away from Jesus? Or were you able to bring people with you closer to Jesus?
Yeah.
And you can't start that too early, because that's a self-awareness piece you want to build into your kids. Are you on the offensive? Are you leading, or are you being led?
Yeah.
Are you influencing, or are they influencing you? And when they screw up, welcome to the party. And now let's try again. And and you don't have to say, well, you can never go to that kid's house ever again. But you could go well, what would you do differently next time? And how might we, approach that, so that you could be an influence next time?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, and one of the questions I think as a follow-up is, I love that idea of engaging culture and constantly reaching in to pull people out. I think the question though becomes, what happens when your kid gets to a point where that relationship is just not a good relationship for them right now? Like, how do you as a parent help them through that?
Yeah, there's no question about it. Whenever any of us, adults or kids, are being influenced the wrong way, and we're not Jesus.
Yeah. That's true.
Obviously. and we can't stand in a situation like that. You have to flee sin. You have to get away from that. And until such a time as maybe you are able to be an influence, and for some maybe that will never happen. So that's where that monitoring and that conversation and being aware, like Clint Eastwood said, a man's got to know his limitations. And so does a kid, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Because the reality is that sin is very fun.
Yeah.
It's very tempting. It's very enjoyable for a season until it bites you later.
Yeah.
And sometimes you can never get out of it. But to admit that to our kids, yes, sin is fun. It looks good. I think the best way is that if our family's on mission, our whole family's on mission, that means our kids are going to see us engaging in people of all walks of life.
Yeah.
And they're going to see the hurt and the devastation of sin. So rather than mommy and daddy and Pastor Tom and the Sunday school teachers telling you, that's bad, don't do it.
Yeah.
They'll get to see Bob, who comes to the house for life group. And Bob's crying, and they'll go, Daddy, why is Bob crying? And you go, it's, without breaking confidence as much as you can, it's sin. Right?
Yeah.
It's sin. Remember that stuff I told you not to watch on the internet? Well, when a woman finds her husband watching that on the internet, it doesn't always go well.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And so on it goes. When a family is immersed in missions, the kids will get to see the fruit of sin. They'll get to smell it, see it, experience it secondhand where it's safe in the lives of the people we're reaching out to and loving.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden there's weight behind the Sunday school teacher saying, don't go there, that's not good for you. So raising kids to not to be weak, like always on the defensive, but to see themselves as strong. They've got the Holy Spirit, they've got the armor of God, they've got their youth group, they got mom and dad, they got all this support. And so they can powerfully, by the power of the Holy Spirit, I don't care whether you're 7 years old or 17 or 70, you've got the gifts and the fruit and the power of the Holy Spirit to walk into your classroom and make a difference for other people, to come closer to Christ. That's powerful. And when they've got their youth group then to debrief that and to process that and to share that and their family, man, that's powerful stuff.
Yes, it is. Absolutely.
If you enjoyed this video, be sure to check out the rest of our segments on parenting over on our channel. For the full parenting seminar, click the link in the description.